This is everybody's favorite episode of Reinventing You. Did these famous people really reinvent themselves or not? Hi, I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You, the channel where you can be inspired to go on your own reinventing journey, because I would love for you to live a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. Today, I'm looking for some comments from you, whether or not you agree with these people as being reinvented or reinventing themselves or not. So don't forget to comment below. As usual, I've picked three extremely controversial people today. So I just want to go ahead and get started. And you may or may not agree with these people that have reinvented themselves or not. But if you look at the definition of reinventing or reinventioning, it's basically to renew your life on any level, whether it's your health, it's your relationship, it's your career. The ones who are famous usually have to do with career, just because that gets the immediate attention. Occasionally, maybe somebody in terms of health, losing weight, that kind of thing might get some attention. But normally, they're in some kind of well-publicized career that everybody can look at and say, okay, I know that person from the media, from social media, from movies, from television, whatever, and that they can follow that person and know if they've reinvented themselves or renewed their lives. So I had an idea about one person for a really long time that I really wanted to get her out on the board, but then I had a great idea for two more people, and I'm great with controversy. If you don't agree, that's fine too. If you don't feel like these people really renewed themselves or really reinvented their lives, then please let me know in the comments below. The first one is Taylor Swift. I have a video up here that shows just a bit, the first minute and a half of where she responded to an award she received from the Country Music Association after she had left the country music genre. I say that kind of pulling the cart before the horse here, because her reinventing had to do with going from being a country music star to a pop star. Is that really reinventing? She started at age 14, moved to Nashville, tried to start a singing career, was very successful. She received several country music awards. I mean, this was somebody who was doing really well. She sold millions of country music albums. She received 12 Country Music Association awards. She received 8 Academy of Country Music Awards. This is pretty significant. And yet she chose to leave the industry because she wanted to explore other opportunities. She changed herself from a country star to a pop singer. She's also very active on social media. She's done a little bit of acting, but really music is her genre. And of course, she's known as a songwriter. She still writes for different people, even country music today. Country music stars sing a lot of her music. So she hasn't, even though she's identified herself as a pop star, it's not like she's completely forgotten her country roots or whatever, but she really did reinvent herself from country music star to pop star. Or did she? Okay, I told you these were very controversial, so here's the next person. Martha Stewart. And you're like, what? Did you know that Martha Stewart started out as a model? Yep, when she was a teen, she was a model, and she went from that to being a stockbroker, which I did not realize that. And she had several businesses. And then in 1976, she started a catering business. And of course, that started all of the catering and cooking and everything. And she went from there. But I really want to talk about reinventing herself from criminal to designer and TV person and satellite radio personality. As many of you know, Martha Stewart became a convicted felon in 2004, and she had three counts. The first one was she told false statements to the feds. She also had charges of conspiracy, and she also had obstruction of justice was one of the other charges against her. She did serve her time in a federal prison, and then there were some fines and some other rules that she had to follow following her imprisonment. After serving her time, Martha Stewart went on to become a businesswoman and a TV personality. And you probably can say, well, she was sort of those things before, and that you are right. But there were limits to what she could do at this point in time. The way that Martha Stewart has reinvented herself is that she's become a designer. She's designed houses, she's designed dishes, she's designed paper crafts, and she's also become a satellite radio personality with a weekly call-in show. Has Martha Stewart reinvented herself from convicted felon to satellite radio personality and designer? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so the last one here is so controversial. I just have to say, I'm not being political. I'm just asking the question. If the definition of reinventing yourself is to renew yourself and change yourself, your life, your career, who you are, all those things, this person I think does fit the definition, but you let me know. Donald Trump. Of course, we know Donald Trump as a real estate tycoon, businessman, and TV personality. Did you also know he was an announcer for WrestleMania in the late 1980s? I didn't realize that fact. But he went from becoming all of those things to becoming a politician. And we know there was some switching of political parties from Republican to Independent to Democrat to Republican. There were some changes in some of the stances he's had throughout his life. Did he change himself in order to become a politician? Did Donald Trump reinvent himself in order to become a politician and win an election? I told you it was controversial. You know I don't back down on those, but if you look at the definitions of reinventioning, did these three people, Taylor Swift, Martha Stewart, Donald Trump, reinvent their lives or not? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like these kinds of videos, if you want to see more about famous people who reinvented themselves, please give me a thumbs up. I'm Amelia Sims. This is Reinventing You. Have a great one.